and kind of like registering with, things that, that I might, be feeling or I see or,
I guess I started out as a stand-up comedian, really, and I always think of myself as a stand-up comedian, not as an actor. And I think of myself first and foremost as a storyteller, and that I express as a stand-up comedian. So that's why when I go on sets, I'm not an actor. I'm not part of Hollywood. I never think of it that way. I'm a comedian who can act enough to get this gig. But what I'm watching is through the eyes of a comedian, of a storyteller. I'm not looking at it as an actor or a part of a company. I'm an individual like you or my sister or my friend who visit a set. I'm visiting a set. I guess that's the way to put it. I don't belong here. I'm a visitor. And so that's how I get the stories that I'm telling you. Because if I was serious, I wouldn't have these stories. I'd be paying attention to my part and hitting my light and, blah, blah, blah. So, and I think always, even if I'm bad in this movie or even if I'm good in this movie, it's a story that I'm someday going to tell on stage or in a book. It's kind of cool. It keeps me grounded. I don't get carried away.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for inviting me. It's always a pleasure. Yes.
Thank you for joining me, and I've had the best time getting to know you. I felt like we just spent the day together.
So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, and we would love to have you back another time and to even come back and talk about the real LarryHankin.com. Yes, and the loopholes dossier. We would love to have you back to even, talk about that a little bit more if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, let me remind it. It's Larry. It's the real LarryHankin.com. It's not LarryHankin.com. Somebody owns that, and they won't sell it to me. So I don't know. So it's the real LarryHankin.com is my website, and it's being built as you watch it. So you can go on right now, or the Loopholes Dossier is a book of stories that I turned into funny little satires. But thank you very much, Brandy. Really enjoyed it.
No problem. We can't wait to have you back, sir. And thank you so much. And you have a lovely day.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, I need you to go over to Larry Hankin's website, thereallarryhankin.com. I repeat, it's thereallarryhankin.com. And you must check out his book, The Loopholes Dossier, a satire by Larry Hankin. A voice to be reckoned with, the next level. What makes my show the next level? Well, I give you way more guests, directors, actors, actresses, comedians, and many, many more. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. I do this for my listeners, and I'm giving you more and more with quality work each and every time. So keep listening to me, Brandy Joy, a voice to be reckoned with. If I didn't know that Larry was a comedian, I already had thought he was pretty funny. He's one of those type of people that just make you giggle and laugh. Probably we're not even supposed to be laughing, and you find yourself sitting somewhere and you just start laughing because he just said something that was just so hilarious because he's just so Larry. The little time I spent with him, I felt like I've spent a lot of time with him. I love talking to him. I love hearing him speak. He has really cool stories about, you can tell just about every experience that he had in his journey, in his, his life in general and in his career. He takes things away from everything that he's done or been through. He has an experience, a memory, a lesson, and I find that that's so admiring about him. I learned a lot from him. I felt like that I took much value away from my time with Larry. He's very humble and just who he is. He doesn't try to make himself seem. Actually, he very much is kind of, as great as I think I know he is. He is just low keyed and humbled and just like, he doesn't even say that. He says he's a comedian that can act. I remember he said that. He's not an actor, he's a comedian that can act. I thought that was so cool when he said that. And I'll always keep that with me in memory, and what Larry has done for me, in my venture, as in the media and a podcaster, given me an experience, a story, a memory, a lesson. And I want to say thank you, Larry Hankin. You're an awesome, awesome man, amazing actor, a funny comedian, because a comedian should be funny, right? I guess you're not funny if you're a comedian, you should be. And if you're not funny, I guess you're not a comedian. But you are awesome, and thank you so much. And I'm so honored to have been able to hear your story and my listeners hear your story. And thank you for becoming a part of A Voice to Be Reckoned with family. And you're always welcome here, and we'll always, always be grateful to you. Thank you, Larry Hankin. You can find Larry Hankin's The Loopholes Dossier, a satire by Larry Hankin, at Target, Kindle, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, $2.99 for the Kindle edition, and then $26.99 for the hard copy. So check him out. And his website, thereallarryhankin.com. When Larry shared about his time of being homeless, I thought that was very cool of him to be open to sharing that time in his life. He, very open about it and just, straight to it and, and owned his responsibility of what he went through to become homeless. And I thought that was awesome too, because it wasn't a drawn out, it's just like, hey, these are the things that I didn't do or did do, and that was my situation, and I dealt with it. I learned from it, and picked up, and we move on, and we learn from our lessons. And that makes me just love him even more, because we forget, sometimes that we're all human beings and we all go through stuff and we all make mistakes, you know what I mean? And that's what makes us. It's all about what you do after, you know what I mean? It's not what you've done, it's what you do to fix it or to make it right or to deal with it. Just because we go through stuff or have a situation happen or do something, it doesn't make you. What makes you is what you do afterwards. It's like when you fall, are you going to stay down or are you going to get up? You know what I mean? What are you going to do now? What are you going to do to fix it, to change it? And I think he's an inspiration, and I just find that to be a great value in a person, in a relationship, in a friendship, when we because these are all relationships, no matter what, Relationship means friends, family, father, son, mother, son, all that. Those are relationships. And I think that's very important. And I feel like if we don't learn from one another, and allow each other to learn from one another, then what are we doing? If we can't grow together, then there's nothing really. And I think that you don't have to always know somebody or know them for a very long time to be able to appreciate that about an individual and to learn from it and to grow, with one another. If we could do that more as people, as a nation, and appreciate each other more. Even someone you just met, you can take appreciation away from your encounter with another individual. Relationships are beautiful. Speaking and talking and communicating with another human being is a beautiful thing. It's all about what you decide to do with it. I took that value in my talk with Larry Hankin. And I just want to say thank you for giving that to me and letting me in and getting to know you. It makes me want to be more open with others too, which I have no problem doing that. But it just inspires me more, to share my thoughts, my life, because all of us have so much to offer. People take not enough value in themselves, and we're all great, awesome people. Some of us just haven't tapped into that yet, that you have something to offer, and that is amazing too. You don't have to be some great known, we all have something great and amazing to offer. So on that note, sorry guys, don't mean to, start to get on, a tearjerker or anything like that, or get real deep, but because I can go many ways, okay? We can go funny, we can go cry, or we can get really, really mad and talk about everything that's wrong with the world, or we can live in the solution, or we can just learn to just be at peace with ourselves and each other and grow together. If it starts there, then imagine what we can do. We can take over the world. But hey, who am I? I'm just a podcast, just talking. But those are my thoughts. But hear the voice to be reckoned with. My thoughts are heard. Hear the voice to be reckoned with. Your thoughts are heard. Remember, keyword here, voice. A voice for many. And here, your voices are appreciated. So once again, for the end of our 2019 year, a voice to be reckoned, the next level has arrived. Thank you, world.